So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K25 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another episode of our Curry era rebuilds, and today it's going to be the LA Clippers. The Lob City Clippers days were some of my favorite basketball, just growing up from my childhood. Now, unfortunately, this trio, this big three, whatever you want to call them, was not ever able to win a ring together. This season in real life, 2016-17, won 51 games, then lost in 7 games to the Utah Jazz in round 1. So obviously our goal is to change that today. You know, out of this big three, there's only one guy that has a ring, and that was DeAndre Jordan with the Nuggets in 2023. So I'd like to rewrite history a little bit today, get these three guys a championship. Now, as always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. I've been really enjoying kind of doing 2 of these a week, going ahead and doing 2 of the trading every player rebuilds, and obviously typically get some challenges in there as well. So I'm loving this. It seems like you guys have been as well. Excited to do the Clippers today. Let's get into it. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about this team. As I mentioned, this was a 51-win group, and ultimately they were really talented. Let's go ahead and talk about this roster right now and some of the depth that we do have here. Now, obviously, you guys are probably wondering and saying to yourselves, now, why didn't you do this one sooner? They're a fun team. They're a good team. Because Blake Griffin wasn't in 2K. So this is a user-created custom Curry-era roster. I just want to put that out there because there are definitely a few mistakes, but we have some notable names like Blake Griffin, like John Wall, who, of course, were not in the Curry era in 2K. So let's get into it here. Chris Paul, one of the greatest point guards in the history of basketball. He's 31 years old. He's a 95 overall. There's pretty much next to 0% chance that he leaves at any point today. Now, you got Raymond Felton behind him, who is a nice depth option veteran player. There's a lot of veteran players on this team, but he's a 74 overall, and I don't necessarily see that going up too much, so we'll keep an eye on that backup point guard spot. Now, the shooting guard is interesting because we have some really good options here with Jamal Crawford, and we have JJ Redick here. The unfortunate and kind of the downside of this is that they're just a little bit older. So, 36-year-old Jamal Crawford, probably not a great option for a 3-year rebuild. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we have a 24-year-old Austin Rivers who, may have a bit of potential, but we obviously all know he didn't turn into a star or anything like that. So, we have 3 quality shooting guards. I don't want anybody to think elsewhere, but I think there is an argument to be made to kind of upgrade that position sooner rather than later. Now, the small forward spot, Paul Pierce, one of my franchise's GOATs, if you couldn't tell by that right there. But he's 39 and is obviously in the coming days of his career. He is not going to get any better, so I am going to certainly make a decision very quickly at that small forward spot as well. Allen Anderson, and then I don't know who the hell Grant Kelly is. You can just ignore that. We head to the power forward spot with Blake Griffin. I mean, we think of LA Blake Griffin. He was just catching lobs. He was destroying people. And the craziest part about that is, Blake Griffin is probably a Clippers first ballot Hall of Famer. I think ultimately when you look back at Blake Griffin's career, I think the best version of Blake Griffin is when he was in Detroit. I think he was the most well-rounded there. Now, obviously, we think back. We obviously know that he was going to be the star of the LA Clippers. Obviously, the former number 1 overall pick, but I'm excited to see what we can do with him here today. I don't know if that contract is accurate, though. You got Mo Spates behind him. He's 29, veteran player. And then finally, the center spot with DJ, who I'm really excited about using today. It's not often I get to use prime DeAndre Jordan in a rebuild, so pumped about that. And then, obviously, we will sort out, I said obviously a lot, I apologize about that. We'll sort out the backup center spot because this is not going to cut it. So we have some moves before we get into year 1. Our first trade of today's video is going to come with the Toronto Raptors, and on paper this maybe isn't the greatest deal in the world because Jamal Crawford and Paul Pierce are both still serviceable players, but 36 years old, 39 years old, they're not really great viable options for a 3-year rebuild. So moving on from them, acquiring Terrence Ross, who of course is only 25 and on a multi-year contract, and then also landing ourselves a backup center here with Jakob Poeltl, only 21, feels like a really great deal. Even though, we're not really maybe necessarily getting better in the overall department, we're not giving up a single draft pick and we're getting some long-term help. So that's going to be our first move. Again, I don't know if Clippers fans are going to kill me for that one, but I think logistically it makes some sense. Another trade where I may get a little shit, and honestly, I'd understand it if I did. We are sending JJ Redick and whoever the hell Horace Tatum is over to the Philadelphia 76ers for Robert Covington and Jeremy Grant. Now, the biggest thing that I am doing here is securing multi-year deals. Now, of course, it says that Rocco and Grant are both expiring, but as you can see, they both have team options after this year for about $1 million. Now, JJ Redick is probably the best player here of the bunch, but he is also 32 and he is expiring. And again, not a long-term asset I would be willing to invest in. So picking up Rocco, picking up Jeremy Grant, again, not giving up a ton in future value, I think is definitely the best move that we made so far. So at this point, I'm thinking about playing Terrence Ross at the shooting guard spot. Now, his overall may go down a few, but he can shoot the ball, and I definitely don't think that is the worst fit in the world. So at this point, I might try to see what I can do in terms of maybe just bolstering the bench a little bit. We have some depth here, but ultimately I think there's, well, you know what, maybe I'll just kind of leave things the way they are. Like, Allen Anderson can probably be traded. I'm going to play Grant over him. I highly doubt. Wow, that is actually the surprise of the century. Thank you very much. All right, let's set the rotation. Year one for us here with the Clippers. This team on paper is maybe not as good as it was when we started things out, but I do think we are going to have a better future because of the moves that we did make. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean we're not going to be competitive here in year one. I fully expect us to be a 50-plus win team and hopefully getting through to at least the second round of the Western Conference playoffs. It's going to be Chris Paul, Terrence Ross, Robert Covington, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan. I think the best thing we have about this starting five is there's quite a bit of size in this starting five. I think there's also a lot of good defensive players, so I'm excited. Bench unit is certainly going to need some work at some point, but for year one, it is not terrible. It's going to be Austin Rivers, Mo Spates, Raymond Felton, Jakob Poeltl, and Jeremy Grant rounding out the 10-man here. And all of this, of course, under Mr. Doc Rivers. So I think this is a team that can be competitive. I don't know if we're quite yet championship bound, but you never know what can happen, man. I'll see you guys at the end of year one. Year one did not go the way I was expecting it to. And for once, I mean that in a positive way, because this team went 67-15. I didn't see it coming, but I'll certainly take it. Now, obviously, that means the expectations are just raised even further, and maybe year one championship? We'll find out. Now, Russell Westbrook, just insane numbers. He's your MVP. Ben Simmons, Rookie of the Year. Iguodala is your sixth man. Draymond, your D-Boy. Derrick Rose, yeah. So I mentioned this the first time I used this custom roster last week. I'm pretty sure many of you are probably aware of it, but this custom roster, for God knows what reason, pretty much has MVP Derrick Rose in here. The guy's a 97 overall. And as much as I love Derrick Rose, and we all love to be, nostalgic about him, it's just, I don't know. This shouldn't be the version of him. I don't know why the other years of his career aren't here either, but obviously, this version of Derrick Rose did not exist at this point in the league. But you take and you give, because again, I'd rather have the, players in here and then not have them. So Doc Rivers does win Coach of the Year for us, though, so that's pretty good. All right, let's look at the full standings. We end up as the 1 seed here, only 5 games up on the Dynasty Warriors, who are pretty damn good themselves. We take a look over here at the Eastern Conference. Celtics and Cavs tied for the best record in the East. Okay, let's go ahead and go over some numbers real quick. Blake Griffin was fantastic. Chris Paul doing his thing. Terrence Ross actually emerging as our third leading scorer. You got Rocco, Rivers, Spates, DJ, Felton, Grant, and then Poeltl. Rebounding department going to be DJ, and assists is CP3. Okay, Portland, round 1. Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Mo Harkless, Noah Vonleh, Mason Plumlee. Unbelievably talented backcourt. Just not really enough surrounding that backcourt. It's kind of the story of the Portland Trailblazers in this era. So I think they are definitely a beatable team. No doubt about that in my mind. We are up 3-0 right now, and we do sweep them. Now, moving on to the Memphis Grizzlies here. Mike Conley, Tony Allen, Vince Carter, Randolph, Marcus Gasol. I really enjoyed this version of the Grizzlies. I really did. Not to say I don't enjoy them now. It's very fond memories here. It really is. All right, I'd like to beat them. We have yet to lose a playoff game. Up 3-0. Sweep again. And it is not even the Warriors here in the West Finals. It is going to be us and the Spurs. Parker, Green, Leonard, Aldridge, Gasol. You got Ginobili, Patty Mills, Gorgie Jang. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a good team. There's no doubt about that. But I think I'd rather do, this than take on any single version of the Warriors. So here goes nothing. Up 2-0. We finally lose a playoff game, but we bounce right back, and we're in the finals. In the finals here in year 1, and we have the Toronto Raptors. Interesting. Oh, shit. I forgot I traded Paul Pierce here. Okay. Again, another challenge. Another really good backcourt here with not a ton surrounding it. But can we get this championship in year 1? No way, right? Oh, my God. We get a championship in year 1. And Blake Griffin is your finals MVP. I didn't see that one coming. I'm not going to lie to you. I really did not. I mean, of course, we made a few trades before we started out year 1, but we really didn't do a ton, right? I mean, we made a couple moves, but whatever, man. Okay, well, that just means that we are going to go ahead and try to continue this thing, right? We're not going to stop the video now or anything like that. So we're, of course, not just going to stand pat. We are going to make some trades and things like that, but surprise. Very, very surprised, to say the least. Staff signing. You can call him a choker in real life. Here in 2K, he's leading us to championships. So Doc Rivers, of course, staying on as our head coach. And as we approach the 2017 draft, we have no draft picks, which is fine. I mean, again, it's not really the biggest need for us right now. Now, CP3 is going to be entering unrestricted free agency. Mo Spade's going to decline his player option. Everybody else will be brought back. So CP3 is my first and obviously biggest priority here. I have to make sure I am able to retain him. So let's just pay Chris Paul and hopefully not worry about that too much. Mo Spates is somebody I think I'd like to retain as well. At 29 years old, maybe there's some better options out there. Of course, we are going to have to replace Raymond Felton as well at the backup point guard spot. But, the biggest thing was getting back Chris Paul, and we did that. So we might have a trade at this point. I want to make it abundantly clear that there was absolutely nothing wrong with the way Terrence Ross played for us last year. Now, that being said, if I can make an upgrade, I'm going to do it. Obviously, acquiring Chris Middleton and John Henson here in a deal with the Milwaukee Bucks, Ross, couple draft picks, whoever the hell Bill Brewer is, I'll go into Milwaukee in return. So, Middleton's clearly a better player. I think that kind of goes without being said. It's a 4 overall difference, and yeah, he's somebody I'd rather have long-term, I guess, anyway. So, welcome to the team, Chris Middleton. Also with this deal, of course, adding John Henson. We're just going to move him because Jakob Poeltl's certainly fine. If we can find ourselves a new backup power forward or potentially a new backup point guard, I'll certainly take it. So let's just look at some options here. A lot of draft picks being offered to me. Not exactly what I was looking for, but might end up being what we end up with. Oh, boy. Okay. Could I do, how about a second-round pick? I'm not giving up any more first, especially for bench players. That cannot happen. I just need a power forward or a point guard. All I'm asking for. Seriously, John Henson is like this not valuable? I find that kind of hard to believe. Okay, well, believe it because it is the case that we find ourselves with. How about if I include Grant Kelly, whoever the hell that is? Again, just trying to find somebody here. Like Enes Freedom is here. He's not really a power forward, though. And neither is Jakob Poeltl. Well, this is not great. Definitely not great. You know what I could do? Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to pick up Josh Richardson. I know I get him from time to time, and my apologies for that, but this will allow me just to move Grant to the power forward spot where maybe a little bit more of his natural fit anyways. Okay, that's cool with me. We're going to go ahead and then slide Richardson to the backup 3. And then I think after that, we're pretty much all set. I mean, I got to find myself a backup point guard, obviously, but a lot of good so far. A lot of good so far. Patty Mills here in free agency? Yes. Sign me up for Patty Mills, please. Thank you very much. All right, I think that should do it here for offseason number 1, of course, coming off a championship. And I think there is certainly a lot of hope entering year 2. I don't know about you guys, but last year surprised the absolute hell out of me. This was a team that was notorious for not choking in the playoffs, but just never quite being there and being good enough. And of course, we made a few moves before last year started. And everything just clicked. Everything just clicked at the right time. Now, this offseason made one big move, of course, adding Chris Middleton to this group. He joins up with Chris Paul in the backcourt. Still got Rocco at the 3, Blake Griffin at the 4, and DJ at the 5. Bench unit, I'd say, got a little better with Patty Mills here. I still got Austin Rivers, acquired Josh Richardson, Jakob Poeltl developing nicely, and then finally Jeremy Grant remains as well. So, yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I think this team is certainly talented enough to go back-to-back, and I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. 71-11. 71-11. That is how we wrap up our second season here in LA. I'm on top of the world right now, man. I did not think this rebuild was going to go like this, and I am absolutely loving it. Now, Russell Westbrook goes back-to-back in the MVP department. I don't know. I'm not sure who Ricky Patterson is. He low-key looks like Jesser. I'm not even going to lie. You got Jahlil Okafor winning 6 Man of the Year. Kawhi Leonard is your D-boy. Clint Capella most improved. And Doc Rivers, Coach of the Year. I mean, what else can you say, man? Just let Doc take things over. And here in 2K, it works out pretty well. I'm just saying. All right, we're 12 games up on Denver for the 1 seed here. Wow, 47 wins. Oh, well, they lost Steph Curry. That tends to hurt. Even with that, though, that team's fucking loaded. Wow, the Raptors won 68 games. Maybe we'll run back the finals from a season ago. Not often you can win 68 games and not have the best record in the league. Here are the numbers all across the board. Feel free to pause. We have a lot of guys that do a lot of things well, but obviously Blake Griffin is just getting to a whole nother level at this point. DJ leads us in boards and assists is going to be CP3. So Memphis here, round 1. I believe we had them in the second round last year. I believe. Maybe? I don't think it was West Finals. Whatever. Here go. Oh, no, we had the Spurs in the West Finals. We are currently up 3-1 against Memphis, and we do end up winning the series in 5. Now moving on to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Rubio, Levine, Wiggins, John Collins also here. You got Karl Anthony Towns, Rodney Hood, the lefty, Chris Dunn. This is obviously a young Minnesota team. I think we are probably better. Well, maybe not. Okay, I mean, they beat the Warriors in round 1. I know there's no Steph, but still. Now we're up 3-2, and we win 4 straight games after going down 2-0 and losing the first 2 on our home floor. We're running back the West Finals from just a season ago. This team, obviously, veteran team, experienced group. I think we're better. I really do. We obviously got Patty Mills from them in free agency. We're up 2-1 right now. They tie it at 2-2. We go up 3-2, and we're back in the finals. And we are not taking on Toronto as they lost in round 1 to the 8-seeded Bulls. Wow. 2-seed Celtics here. Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Jaylen Brown, Olynyk, Horford. These were some of my fondest days as a Celtics fan, but here goes nothing. We drop game 1 and game 2. Make that 2-1, down 3-1. Okay. Okay. Fuck. I don't know why I didn't simcast that. I was dumb on my part. I got a little carried away. Oh, wow. Look at the bottom of your screen right now. It was a 2-point game. I'm a fucking idiot. We'll be back. We'll be back. Wow. Doc Rivers going up against his old team. Of course, a team that he helped win a championship. Okay. That sucked. I'm sorry. A little bit of a brain fart, not even trying to hop in. My bad. That's good. 14, not 24. And then, okay, cool. Draft lottery again. Not really going to be working with a lot here in the pick department, but we'll sim through it nonetheless and maybe go ahead and make one more big trade. I'm not really sure. Doc Rivers is going to stay on as our head coach. I mean, of course, it sucks losing in the finals, but he certainly hasn't done anything that would warrant him being fired. We're not going to be drafting anybody in today's video, which is fine by me. Rivers and Pirtle both going to be brought back. DJ is going to be an unrestricted free agent, where Richardson, he will be restricted. Okay, a lot of names here. First and foremost, DeAndre Jordan. Have to get him back. I believe the same thing about Robert Covington, who is currently a starter with this team. Could end up looking to move him into a bench role at some point, though. And I want to pay Richardson as well. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, oh, fuck. Did I miss Blake? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that's 131 over 4. Okay, I did not see that Blake... Open my fucking calculator, you stupid phone. Okay. 32.75, basically. That's the most it lets me get... If I lose Blake Griffin because this game wants to be stupid, I'm going to lose it. Okay, no, Blake agreed. Is it going to let me bring back everybody? Oh... I'm not happy. Nope. Not happy. Not happy. Fucking god damn it, dude. This game is so annoying sometimes. It really, really is. I mean, fuck, dude. Why? Why? Even with that, we're basically cooked. We're already very much over the cap. Part of me wants to just put him back on the team, right? Like, why wouldn't I do that? Like, the Clippers drafted Blake Griffin. I would have bird rights on him. You know what? Fuck it. I'm putting him back on this team. There's no logical explanation to why the Los Angeles Clippers would not have bird rights on Blake Griffin. They drafted him, #1 overall in 2009. He has been with this team his whole career. We didn't just trade for the man and expect to be able to pay him whatever he asked for. We should be able to do that. I'm putting him back on this team. I'm putting him back on this team. If those of you who do not agree with that statement are pissed at me, that's fine. I'm putting him back on this team. A couple different reasons. One, everything I just said. I should be able to pay him. There's no doubt in my mind. Second, and maybe more importantly, the final year of this video is going to suck if Blake Griffin is not here. So you can be pissed at me. That's fine. I'm putting him back on this team. I hope the majority of you agree with me, but 2K's logic is just so fucking broken, and it pisses me off. Blake Griffin is back. We are all set. Again, for those of you who are going to be very upset about that, my apologies. It's fine. It is what it is. But there's no logical rhyme or reason. Look, if we had been able to pay him, right? If we had been able to offer him a max contract, as we should have been, and he still declined it, that's fine. That is completely different versus 2K just bending me over and screwing me and not even allowing me to pay Blake. So, good. Got it. Okay. Now we are going to go ahead and make a trade. Again, I know that kind of threw a little bit of a wrench in our plans, and I know we obviously have some work to do. So let's get into some moves. I'm not really sure what to think of this move. Doesn't really make a ton of sense, but I do think we're getting 2 upgrades here. So Rocco and Austin Rivers, along with the 2021 first, are, I guess staying in LA, just switching jerseys, as we are picking up Lou Williams and James Johnson here in a deal with the Lakers. So this obviously gives us a little bit more of a veteran presence with this team. There's 2 different ways we can go about this. I'm thinking that I move Middleton to the 3. and then likely start him there, and then have Lou Will in the starting lineup as well. I think that's the way we're going to go about this. So Chris Middleton moving to that small forward spot. We also got James Johnson. I could just move Richardson back to the 2, which is probably what I will do. Again, not really a move that's necessary, kind of forcing the issue a little bit, but I think we're cool with it. I think it's going to work out. So now we just need to find ourselves a backup power forward. These options are not great. Chris Kardashian is sitting here, David West, but he's 37. Yeah, that is not an elite list whatsoever. There's a lot of like random 2K generated players in here, and it's not my favorite. All right, we'll just sign the Kardashian for 1 year. Not the end of the world. I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. What an interesting video so far. Year 1 caught us off guard, obviously ended up winning a championship. Year 2, there were a ton of expectations. We made it back to the finals and then lost in heartbreaking fashion in Game 7. Now this offseason, a little bit of turbulence, couple bumps in the road, but I think we have put together easily our best team yet. It is going to be Chris Paul, Lou Williams, Chris Middleton, Blake Griffin, and DJ. Bench unit will be led by James Johnson, Josh Richardson, Jakob Poeltl, Patty Mills, and Chris Kardashian. So we're at the point right now where I think obviously the talent is here, the experience is here, and I think we just got to get everything together, go out, win another championship. See you guys at the end of year 3. What a beautiful way to wrap up our final season here in LA. Not only does Chris Paul take home the MVP award, but we go 74-8, which of course would give us the best record in NBA history. I am ecstatic right now. Only better way to cap this off would be with another championship. Luke is your Rookie of the Year in Houston. Jeremy Lin, 6th man. Kawhi is your DPOY. Lonzo Ball, most improved. And for the 3rd straight season, Doc Rivers is your Coach of the Year. All right, I think it is pretty obvious that we should be the favorite to come out of the West, even with the 67-win Timberwolves and the 63-win Nuggets. But you never know. You truly never know what can happen in these videos, and I want to be calm and patient and just hope that we can get this done. Now, Blake Griffin, obviously back leading us in scoring after 2K tried to screw me. Lou Williams, Chris Middleton, Johnson, Richardson, DJ, Mills, Poeltl, and Humphries, a.k.a. Kardashian. Rebounds going to be DJ for the 3rd straight season, and CP3 for assists as well. All right, San Antonio here. We have faced them in back-to-back Western Conference Finals. This time we have them in the first round, which not my favorite thing in the world, but again, if they are an 8 seed and that's how they did, we should be able to beat them pretty easily. We do. We sweep. Now moving on to Utah here. Frank Ntilikina, Wesley Matthews, Hayward, Favors, Gobert. No disrespect. Whoa, that went 2-7. Okay. I got a little cocky. Now we're taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, who, again, what? Huh? See, this is kind of what happens when auto-generated or user-created players are in here, because Jabari Parker, obviously not in 2K. Yeah, Jabari Parker's a huge what-if, but apparently this what-if, he is really fucking good. So, yeah, not sure how he's with Minnesota, but I'm a little scared right now, and we're up 3-0, and, okay. No. Thank you. Back to the NBA Finals, taking on the 7-seeded Indiana Pacers. Paul George obviously leading the charge here. Got some pretty nice help around him, but I think we, again, are just the better team. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, 2K, thank you. Up to 3-2. Thank God we win 4 straight. And Blake Griffin, Finals MVP. Holy shit, look at those numbers. Look at those splits. He was dominant as ever. Wow, well, what an interesting video. Obviously started things out really, really hot and really fast. You know, that championship caught myself and probably a lot of you by surprise in year 1. And then obviously we kind of just went with the flow after that and ended up with 2 championships. So I know the Clippers are obviously sad that they never got a championship with this trio, because it was immensely talented and a ton of fun to watch, man. Just go back and watch some of those highlights they put on. It was a show to watch every single night. It was. So I hope this one was fun for you guys. Again, I'm sorry about the Blake Griffin thing. It just really, really stupid at the logic this game has sometimes. And again, it's a user-created roster, so I mean, I guess you get what you pay for, if you will. So that's it for me. Let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.